Hi, I'm Jonah Comstock, Editor-in-Chief of pharmaphorum. I'm here at Reuters Pharma USA, and I'm joined by Faruk Abdullah, Chief Business Officer at EVERSANA, pharmaforum's parent company. You were here to speak on a panel about direct-to-patient models. So things like Lily Direct, I can't remember what the Pfizer one is called. Really interesting kind of emerging space in pharma. So talk to me a little bit about EVERSANA's involvement with direct to patient and some of the messages you were here to deliver.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. So, we've been focusing on direct to patient for many years and different iterations of it. And now are at a place where yesterday we were able to share this real comprehensive view of the most complete definition of what direct to patient means. So it's no longer just telehealth and some digital marketing. It's no longer just a patient hub. And it's no longer following up and just engaging patients more directly for adherence. It's all of the above. And tying and stitching all of that together to get the real value from this type of channel is something we're very happy to talk about yesterday.
Yeah, there were so many things that stood out to me in that discussion. One of them was that direct to patient is really about, one of the things it's about is getting access for people who didn't have access before. So talk to me a little bit about that. What's the I guess almost equity implication of direct to patient?
It cannot be understated. We mentioned yesterday that 80% of U.S. counties unfortunately don't have access to appropriate healthcare services. Direct to patient is a profound new opportunity to help those patients have proper interactions and engagement with physicians to really figure out how to help whatever conditions they're trying to go through. So that's one of many things that direct to patient can do to really make sure we're more inclusive with regards to getting patients access to therapies.
Is there any fear that direct to patient is sort of pharma stepping on the toes of the providers, the HCPs? How do you message that sort of this is meant to be additive to the care that people are getting from their doctors?
Yeah, I think humble opinion is that fear it's warranted and it's understood if you're looking at direct to patient in terms of the narrow view and the narrow definitions it used to have. But with this fully comprehensive definition of direct to patient, that fear no longer needs to be there because as physicians see how much, one, there's more interactions they can have with patients that have a higher likelihood of having a condition that they can actually treat, and also having all of the services to ensure that the access to the therapies they prescribe are all going to be streamlined and automated. We're optimistic and we're already seeing HCPs having a wonderful experience. And that's the other part. We talk about direct to patient, but HCPs are interacting in this channel as well. And they're getting just as much of an elevated experience as the patients throughout the entire journey.
Medication adherence is always one of the biggest, most expensive sort of unsolved problems in medicine, has been for years. How does direct to patient sort of help start to get our arms around some of the problems with adherence?
Yeah, so in the problems with adherence, you have to look at kind of, well, what's holding adherence back? Sometimes those things are financial or economic related in terms of economic and financial barriers. Sometimes it's behavioral. And so there's a variety of different reasons why adherence is being held back. But what we find is that with this direct-to-patient channel, one, it does minimize the financial burden of getting access to therapies, which certainly helps with adherence. But two, the interaction and the engagement in modalities, whether it's email, text, phone, and other digital channels, this kind of full view of really meeting a patient where they're at in terms of how they consume information has done dramatic improvements in terms of how they're thinking about their disease, how they're thinking about their medicine. And then finally, the logistical and supply chain convenience of being able to have a product shipped to your home, already optimized with your benefits and whatnot. Those are all things that add up and then compound to see a much different improvement in adherence with a direct-to-patient model.
Wonderful. So thanks so much for chatting with me about this. Very, really interesting to get your insights on this. I think still not well understood, so it's good to kind of get the word out about what direct to patient is and isn't. Any final closing thoughts?
First of all, thank you for the time. I'll say that we've done through all the great work of our EVERSANA colleagues and team members, we've had this wonderful direct to patient solution, but we're just scratching the surface of what it will be over the next 2 to 3 years. So 3 years from now, We're going to see a lot more scale and all these new capabilities that we don't even know right now that we're going to unfold over time. And so we're very excited about that. And we're excited about having direct to patient, frankly, be a mainstay channel within pharma commercialization.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Faruk.
Thanks. Good to see you.